Hello everyone and welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop. This is Colin and today we're going to start Quest 14 of our Lord of the Rings saga, The Siege of Gondor. Now we just went with Aragorn and he went through the White Mountains somewhere probably over here and he now has the Army of the Dead. He's going to try and stop the Corsairs all the way over here. So he's going to run all the way over here day and night. And they're going to be absolutely exhausted, but then they're going to fight the Corsair ships and the enemies that are on it. This is a prelude to what we're going to see in Minas Tirith in our next quest. The Siege of Gondor. After a harrowing journey under Dwimburg, Aragorn and his companions emerged on the southern end of the haunted mountain and rode to the Stone of Eric. There the heir of Isildur summoned the dead men of Dun Harrow to fulfill their oaths and follow him to Pelargir where the fleet of Umbar draw nigh. To the astonishment of his companions, the army of the dead obeyed Aragorn and heeded his commands, but it was still a hard ride to reach Pelargir in time. The hardship the companions endured was beyond the strength of most mortals, but need drove them and the will of Aragorn held them together. In 5 days' time they raced more than 90 leagues to reach the port of Pelargir. At the ford of Gilrain they came upon the men of Lamadon as they fought the Corsairs' raiders who had sailed up the river. Friend and foe alike fled at their coming for the fear of the dead, but when they reached Pelargir the Corsairs turned to give battle. There upon Anduin the main strength of the Umbar fleet was gathered for the sack of Gondor. A great army of Corsairs stood before them, and the Grey Company was already tired from their long journey. But Aragorn ordered the army of the dead to attack and led his companions into battle once more. Can't even fathom what that would be like. Setup. The first player may raise each player's threat by 1 to search their deck for Anduril and add it to their hand. I'm definitely going to do that, so each of our decks will start with 31 threat instead of 30. And then we'll have the same burdens are removed, which means we have the same burdens as before included. Let's see, these 3. The Pursued by Enemy, the Followed by Night, and the Saruman's Voice. There at Pelargir lay the main fleet of Umbar, 50 great ships and smaller vessels beyond count. Many of those that were pursued had reached the havens before us. But the Haradrim, being now driven to the brink, turned at bay, and they were fierce in despair, and they laughed when they looked on us, for they were a great army still. Our setup instructions: we need to add the Corsair fleet, the Corsair side face-up, and the Great Corsair ship to the staging area. Each player searches the encounter deck for a ship location and adds it to the staging area. And I'm going to tell you now, this is my second time playing this quest. The first time, let's just say, I had some trouble finding that third ship, and by the time I did, it was not good. Our Corsair fleet objective states, at the beginning of the staging step, place 1 resource on this objective. Then each player must choose, either reveal an encounter card or assign X damage among characters that they control. X is the number of resources here. So it's going to start as 1 and it's just going to keep going up. And that was my problem. I got killed because of this. Then we have the Great Corsair ship. This is a unique location. X is the number of resources on the Corsair fleet, so it starts out only at 1 threat. The players cannot travel here unless there are at least 3 ship locations in the victory display. And the problem is there's not a ton of ship locations in the encounter deck, and I just could not draw them for the life of me. So hopefully that will not be the case here. Each player, to travel here, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Corsair enemy and adds it to the staging area. And one of those enemies must be the captain if able. Here are 2 ship locations. While Corsair Draman is the active location, each Corsair enemy gains archery 1. And then to travel here, we have to do the same thing. We have to discard cards from the encounter deck until a Corsair enemy is discarded and add it to the staging area. And while the Umbar War Galley is the active location, each Corsair enemy gets -10 engagement cost. And we have to shuffle the encounter and the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck and discard cards from that until a Corsair enemy is discarded and add it to the discarded enemy to the staging area for being able to travel there. To top it all off, each ship location in the staging area is immune to player card effects, so we're not going to be able to use a Northern Tracker or anything like that to get rid of them. We have to travel there, and then we have to travel or quest through them, so to speak. Not to mention, we need 20 progress on here. The players cannot defeat the stage while the Great Corsair ship is in play. When the stage is defeated, the players win the game. Let's go ahead and draw our starting hands. Don't forget, we do also have our Army of the Dead. 4 willpower, 6 attack, 2 armor, 8 defense. It is immune to player card effects, so we can't heal him. So we'll draw, we already have 1 card in our hand, 2, 3, oh my gosh, that's nice, 4, 5, 6. Oh, A-Rod is awesome. We could attach that to Grimbjorn to get +1 attack, if nothing else. Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm going to keep it. I mean, we've got the Steward of Gondor. Why would we not? For our Noldor deck, let's go ahead and grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I love drawing 6 cards instead of 5. We have Lembas Bread, which will be awesome. Aether Swordsman, some reduction of our threat, and a Warden of Healing. I like it, except for I do not have a ring, so I don't have a green resource. So I think I'm going to go ahead and mulligan this one. We've shuffled up. Let's go ahead and draw. We've got the Mirror of Galadriel, the Anenya. Wow, that's awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Wow, 2 mirrors, Anenya. We didn't get any allies, though, this time. We'll start with that resource phase. I've already generated resources. Let's draw cards. We've got the War Axe for the Grimbjorn deck. And then we can draw 2 over here. Oh, a Test of Will or Elrond's Counsel. I already have 1 Elrond's Counsel. So I think I'm going to discard this one. And this is because of we have Círdan, who lets us draw 2, and then we have to discard one of them. And I'll put a Test of Will into our hand. First thing we're going to do is we're going to discard the Mirror of Galadriel from our hand over on our Noldor side and use Arwen's ability to give 1 more resource to Aragorn. Because then what I can do is I'm going to use both of his resources and Grimbjorn's to get out what I think is probably one of the most important things, the Andril. I mean, heck, we increased our threat by 1 for both of us just to do that. We're then going to go ahead and spend the 2 leadership resources to put the Steward of Gondor onto Grimbjorn and exhaust it so we can just simply move those resources back over to Grimbjorn. And let's go ahead and be a little bit risky. We're going to spend 1 of Grimbjorn's resources to put the War Axe on him. It is a restricted attachment, and so it'll give him +1 attack just to get him a little bit stronger. So he's now a 4 attack, and then next round I can put A-Rod on him and he'll be a 5 attack because that'll be a mount. Looking at our hand over here, I kind of want to put this Silver Circlet. It gives us +2 willpower, but maybe I can wait around because Nenya for sure is not a question. I'm going to pop Nenya, and that means that we can use her 4 willpower. And now she's a green resource. Now I just need some healing. I'd like to keep 1 resource for our Test of Will. So then it becomes... let's do it. We're going to spend a resource from Círdan. This Mirror of Galadriel. Exhaust this Mirror of Galadriel to search the top 10 cards of your deck for a card and add it to your hand. But then you have to shuffle your hand and randomly choose 1 card to lose. I don't know if I want to do that yet because I don't want to lose my Test of Will or that Unexpected Courage. So I think I'm not going to do it, but I'll at least get it out on her. And then if I can find that Silver Harp, I'll feel much better about that. Let's move to the quest phase. So right now we only have 5 threat in the staging area. But at the beginning of the staging step, and I'm just going to do it now because it's easier recording-wise, I'm going to go ahead and place 1 resource on here. And how I'm going to do that is I'm just going to use a die. So this is going to be at a 1, which means that this location is 1 threat as well. So we now have 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have to decide either we reveal an encounter card or we assign X damage. So that would be 1 damage each. I'm definitely going to deal damage. We're going to do 1 damage to the Army of the Dead, because we can do that. And then we'll do 1 damage to Galadriel on the Noldor side. Let's go ahead and quest. We'll quest for 3, +2 is 5, +3 there is 8, +4 there is 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll add 3 for 15, 4 for 19. Yeah, let's push. Let's push. Another 4 for 23. And we'll give that to Círdan. It's fitting that I draw my encounter cards from the Umbar area. Here's the City of Corsairs itself. Okay, first card is for our Grimbjorn deck, and we get Peril. Either return each Corsair enemy engaged with you to the staging area or discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a Corsair enemy is discarded and put that enemy into play engaged with you. Yep, I guess we have to do that one. We'll discard cards. Oh, here's one. And this says, when the Haradrim pirate engages you, deal 1 damage to a character you control, 2 instead if it's the active location is a ship. We don't have an active location, so I'll just deal another damage to the Army of the Dead. They have 2 points of damage out of 8. Yeah, I'm just going to use them as archery and a soak, really. Our second card will be for our Noldor deck then, and we have Doomed 1, so that's going to hit both of us. We'll go to 32 over here, and we'll go to 32 with our Noldor deck. We have each ship location in the staging area gets +1 threat until the end of the phase. If there are no non-unique ship locations in the staging area, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a ship location and add it to the staging area. That actually is not a bad one. We'll just soak that. So that adds 2 more threat to the staging area. We'll go from 6 to 8. 23 to 8 means we get to place 15 progress on our quest card. Yeah, we're not going to have a problem getting enough questing. We're just going to have a problem of being able to go fast enough. Moving to that travel phase, we only have these 2 ship locations that we can travel to. Let's go ahead and travel to the one that has 3 threat. So I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to shuffle the encounter deck, and then after doing that, discard cards until we find a Corsair enemy, and then once it's discarded, add it to the staging area. Let's see what we get. Nope, nope, nope. Here we go. We have, oh yeah, another pirate. So that's going to be out in the staging area. And because of the location now, it has minus 10 engagement cost. That does unfortunately mean we have to deal with it. So I think I'm going to have the Grimbjorn deck engage it. Unfortunately now, our active location is a ship. So he's going to deal 2 straight damage, and I think I'm going to do it to the Army of the Dead again. We're going to knock him down to half health. They'll have 4 points of damage. We'll move to that combat phase. We'll give shadow cards to each of these 2 pirates. Let's go ahead and defend with Grimbjorn for our first one. So he defends for a total of 4 defense. He's going to use his forewarned because this is not a unique enemy. Sorry, you guys, about the Army of the Dead. I messed that one up when I was editing and I saw it. It still would have worked, but still, I wish I would have done it right. So we'll discard this one. This one would have been exhaust a character you control. Great, I don't have to do that. That would have been terrible. So he attacks for 3. We have 4 defense. I think let's spend that resource. We give minus 2 armor. Yeah, perfect. And now because of the +1, we attack for a total of 4. It's exactly what we need to take this guy out. Thank goodness. Unfortunately, we don't have any readying for him, so we're going to have to defend with this Haradrim pirate with Aragorn. So Aragorn has 3 defense right now, so he will exhaust to defend, and we have no shadow effect. Now, we do have Anduril on him. After an attack which the attached hero defends resolves, exhaust Anduril to target the enemy that just attacked and declare the attached hero as an attacker against that enemy. Our total attack is 4, but we don't get to go through shields, so we just dealt 2 damage to this pirate. But hey, it's better than nothing. Aragorn can learn a few things from Grimbjorn. We'll end the round by increasing threats, 33 for both decks, and then we'll generate resources. Let's go ahead and draw. Our Grimbjorn deck gets Gandalf. And then for the Noldor deck, we have the Galadrim's Greeting, and we have Elven Light. Yeah, let's discard Elven Light. Might as well, because we can pay a resource to get it back, and we'll put Galadrim Greeting into our hand. I'm never going to remember to tell you guys that Círdan gains that resource because of the Leader of the Men. Remember that he did. So we have actually kind of a lot of resources here. So let's go ahead and spend 1 from Arwen to put the Elven Light back into our hand. That's going to allow us to draw a card. And we have Lembas Bread. Oh, and Lembas Bread is great because it can ready someone. So I can use Galadriel's resource. Let's do that. And we're going to put Lembas Bread on to Grimbjorn. And then I think I'm going to discard Elven Light to simply get a resource back on Arwen. So then I can spend 2 on the Silver Circlet here. So we'll spend these 2. And the attached hero is going to gain +2 willpower. It's limited 1 per hero. Let's put that on Arwen, so she's at a straight 5. And I'm going to go risky and not worry about the test of will, because I think it's going to be important to have Grimbjorn being able to ready. I'm going to use the final 2 blue resources we have here for an unexpected courage. That's definitely going on to Grimbjorn. Then, since I'm doing that, let's be risky. Let's use the mirror. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to grab 10 cards. Do I have any healing? Yes, we have a Warden of Healing. I think we got to go with the Warden. We're going to get hammered with damage. So let's go ahead and then shuffle these up. And we'll discard this one, which, bummer. Well, we won't be able to reduce threat, but at least we kept the Warden of Healing. On Grimbjorn's side, let's go ahead and exhaust our Steward of Gondor, generate 2 more resources. We're going to put the Golden Belt on him so he can have 3 restricted attachments. Right now, that's not doing anything, but just in the future. We're then going to spend 1 of his resources to put A-Rod on, and that says after the attached character participates in an attack that destroys an enemy, exhaust this and you can place 1 progress on any location. So great to have a steed, because it's also going to give us +1 attack since he is a red or tactics hero. We're then going to spend 1 of Elfhelm's resources to put out the Errant Rider, And do I want... So I could either use the Errant Rider to give Grimbjorn another resource. Well, I can do that later. So when I hold... Yeah, I could draw another card, but I'm feeling okay. I mean, the biggest thing I don't have is my Armored Destrier to get rid of more shadow cards. But let's take it for now like this. Let's now move to the quest phase. We'll tick this up to a 2. And we need to either assign X damage among characters we control. And so that means 2 damage or each reveal an encounter card. I'm going to take the 2 damage. I'm going to put 2 damage on Grimbjorn since he has that Lembas bread. And I will put 2 more damage on Galadriel. She is 1 away from dying. Ooh, that's being risky. For questing this round, we'll start with Aragorn for 3. Then we'll add 5 here for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 13, 14, 15, 16. And we'll add that to Aragorn because why not? Because that's cool. And then we'll add Gildor for a 19 and Elfhelm for 21. So 21 to 8. We'll draw our first card for the Noldor deck, and we have Peril. Oh man, why don't I have my Test of Will now? Either immediately end the quest phase without resolving the quest, no. Or assign X damage among the questing characters you control. X is the number of resources, so that's 2. So we'd have to deal 2 damage, and it has to be on someone that's questing. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it to Aragorn. Aragorn's going to take 2 damage. Ow. And then our other one, we have the Port of Peligrir. While Port of Peligrir is in the staging area, no more than 1 damage can be healed from each character each round. Wow. We quested for a total of 21, and we have 2, 4, 6 threat in the staging area. That means we get to place 15 progress minus 3. That should still be enough to get the 20 that we need on here. So now we just need to get through these locations. Oh, and this one goes to the victory display. Moving to the travel phase, although the Port of Peligrir is pretty terrible, this is our goal. That's all we need to do is get through these. So let's go ahead and board another ship. Now, in order to do that, I have to take my entire discard pile, and I'm going to shuffle it back up. And we're going to have to discard cards until we find a Corsair enemy. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh, here we go. This guy, if the active location is a ship, which it will be, he'll be +2 attack and +2 shield. Moving to the encounter phase, let's go ahead and engage him. We'll have our Grimbjorn deck do that. We'll move to that combat phase, grab our 2 shadow cards. Let's start with defending. This guy attacks for 4, so let's defend against him first. We're going to use our Forewarned because he's not a unique enemy, and we'll discard his shadow card, which is nothing. Oh, that's one of the ships that I need. Oh, I hate when that happens. So he attacks for 4. We have 3 for shield. We laugh at him. Then what we can do is we will spend 1 resource, and that means then we can attack him. We're attacking him for 3, 4, 5, minusing his shield. He's gone. Toast. Then we'll go ahead and use A-Rod here, and we'll place 1 progress on that city location. Now we've got an Unexpected Courage, so let's go ahead and use that to ready Grimbjorn, and he says bring it on. This guy's going to attack only for a 3. We have 4 defense, and we flip. Oh no. Defending character gets -1 armor for each damage on it. So that's 3, 4, 3, 2. Ooh, so he only has 2 armor, so that means he's going to take a point of damage for this. So that'll be his 3rd. I don't have anything boosting his health right now, you guys, so he only has 2 health remaining. We'll spend the 1 resource, though. We'll reduce his armor to 0. 3 plus 2 is 5. We can kill him. But, man, 3 damage on him, and I can't heal more than 1 around. This will be interesting. I'm going to say it now so I don't forget. I did add 1 resource to Círdan. Okay, because we did quest successfully. Okay, our threat goes up to 34 in both decks. Let's go ahead and draw cards. We have another Errant Rider, which actually isn't bad. And then we get to draw 2 cards here. We have the Lord of Eldar. It'll be great to discard. And we have the Silver Harp. Sweet. We're definitely going to put the Silver Harp in our hand and discard the Lords of Eldar. To start our planning phase, I'm going to exhaust Errant Rider to move Elfhelm's resource over to Grimbjorn. I got to just have a few more of those. Then I'll go ahead and spend 1 resource from Gildor to put another one of them out. And let's go ahead and spend 1 of Gildor's resources to draw a card. And we get the Celeborn Stone. This will be great to add willpower, but I have no more leadership resources. First thing that we're going to do for our Noldor deck is put down this Silver Harp. That is going to give us an ability to use our mirror and not have to discard cards, which would be great. Also, I'm thinking of discarding this Galadriel's Greeting and generating another resource for Galadriel, because then I can spend both of those resources to bring out our Warden of Healing. Now, that Port of Peligreer says that we cannot heal more than 1 damage from each character each round, but that doesn't mean I can't heal anyone. So I am going to heal 1 from Galadriel, and I'll heal 1 from Aragorn. I think that I'm going to leave that resource specifically for our Test of Will, but we haven't used our Silver Harp, so let's go ahead and get a free card, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus 1 is 10. What do we want? Oh, there's another Silver Harp. Some healing would be nice. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get some more Lembas bread. Normally I'd have to discard for that, but then I'll just exhaust my Silver Harp to get that card back, so it doesn't matter which one I would have discarded. We'll start that questing phase by ticking up the resources to 3 here, and I have to deal 3 damage on each side. So I'll deal 1 to each Errant Rider, so that's 1 damage to each of those, and 1 to Gildor on the Grimbeorn side. And on our Noldor side, I will do 1 to Círdan, 1 more to Galadriel, and let's do the 3rd one to Círdan, because I don't know what else to do. Man. We then also have a total of 5 total threat in the staging area. For questing this round, let's do Gildor for 3, Elfhelm for a total of 5, and let's do the Army of the Dead for 9, and then 10, 11, 12 for Aragorn. We'll add 4 more for 16, 4 more here for 20, and then 5 more here for 25. Yeah, we're going to blow this out of the water. We'll start by drawing a card for the Grimbeorn deck, and we have a ship. This is what I was missing the last time I played this. This is what I needed. That will give us our 3rd ship. Thank goodness. I'm so happy I have that. And then for our Noldor deck, either immediately end this quest phase or assign damage. No. That's why we have our Test of Will. So we will cancel that. Thank you, Arwen, for that 1 resource. Don't have to worry about that. We only added 2 more threat to the staging area, so I think it's safe to say that we quested through the Corsair's Drummond. Let's get rid of that one. That one goes into our victory display. And then we're definitely going to travel to this one. So we have to shuffle. Oh my gosh, Archery 1. Did I don't think I remembered that. I'll make a note. Let's see. Did I have any enemies out? I had at least 1. So let's go ahead and put a damage on someone. I'll put a damage on Elfhelm. I don't think I had more than 1 enemy, though. I think it was only 1. Just to be safe, I'll put 2 on Elfhelm, just to try and catch us up. Sorry about that. And I need to remember now that the enemy that comes out from this card is going to have Archery 1, because I am going to travel here. So let me shuffle the encounter deck and discard pile. And we'll discard cards until we find an enemy. My goodness gracious. There we go. Okay, the Corsair, we know this guy, +2/+2. This Corsair will have Archery of 1, so I need to remember that. During the encounter phase, we'll have our Grimbeorn deck engage him. And then at the beginning of the combat phase, so I don't forget, I'm going to put 1 more point of damage on Elfhelm. That is 3 damage out of his 4 health. We'll go ahead and grab our Shadow card for combat. Now, I'm realizing I didn't exhaust my Steward of Gondor. Beautiful. I'm going to get 2 more resources. And you know what's nice is I'm just going to defend with Grimbeorn, use my Forewarned, get rid of this, no shadow effect. And then what we can do, we don't have to spend the resource to ready him because I have Aragorn over here who's attacking for 4. Oh no, I will need it because he's got +2 armor. Bummer. So I will spend the resource to be able to do the attack with him. And he's attacking for 3, 4, 5, -2 armor. So he still has the 1 armor remaining plus the 3 health. He still has enough to take him out. And he only attacked for 4, and we had 4 total shield. So we're all right. What's interesting about this quest is we are taking care of all the enemies, but look at all of this damage. And I'm having a hard time mitigating it. We'll end the round by increasing threats, 35 and 35. And let's go ahead and draw cards. We have the Song of Kings for the Grimbeorn deck. And then we have for our 2 cards, Galadriel's Handmaiden and Glorfindel. Oh, beautiful. Discard Glorfindel, because we can play him from our discard pile. Galadriel's Handmaiden will go into our hand. And don't forget, Círdan has 1 resource because we quested successfully. To start us off this round, let's go ahead and start with our Warden of Healing. We're going to heal 1 damage from Grimbeorn and 1 damage from Elfhelm, just because we're probably going to be putting that right back onto them. Let's go ahead and first use our Mirror for Galadriel. We'll draw 10 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, I was close. 10. Let's see what we got. Oh, our Lords of Eldar. We have one in our discard pile, actually. Windofla, that helps, but none of this is healing. Who could just be some soak? We just need soak of... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to grab the Sailor of the Loon, just because it's 2 health soak for damage. We'll exhaust our spirit, or our silver harp, so we don't have to discard that. Let's then go ahead and use all 4 of our blue resources just to put out two more blue characters. And we can reduce someone's threat by 1. Let's do the Grimbjorn deck. Yeah, so we'll do all 4 of these. For the Grimbjorn side, what if we played Gandalf? It's going to cost us 5 because we're actually just playing him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a little bit risky, but we do still have our Steward of Gondor, so I can exhaust that to then generate 2 resources. So we still have 3 here. And then what we can do, we can either reduce our threat. Let's draw. How many cards can we draw? We can draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and draw 3 cards. And, oh, we got Ancestral Armor. That would have been nice. And, of course, now I've used all those resources. But this way, he can actually take a lot of that damage because he's got 4 health. Yeah. With that, I think... Oh, yeah, there's one more thing I want to do. I definitely want to put the Song of Kings onto Grimbjorn. I'm going to spend a resource to do that, but now he gets +1 shield because he's also considered a leadership hero. So he has 3, 4, 5 defense and a total of 5 attack. We'll move to that questing phase. We'll move ourselves up to 4 on both of these. We have to deal 4 damage. Let's do it. I think we can do it. I will deal 3 damage to Gandalf and then 1 damage to one of the Errant Riders. So the Errant Rider's toast. Because, I mean, I like them, but I don't need them anymore. On the Noldor side, we'll do 2 damage to Arwen. And then we'll do 1 damage to the Sailor of the Loon. And let's do another damage to the Army of the Dead. So they have a total of 5 damage on them. Let's quest this round for 3 plus another 5. So that's 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I need to exhaust all of them. I'm going to keep the Army of the Dead up. 17, 18, and unfortunately only 19 because Glorfindel is not, or is the top card on our discard pile. It needs to be an event to make that worth it. So that's 19 plus 3 from Gildor, 20, 21, 22, and then 2 from Elfhelm, 23, 24. So 24 to 6. 24 to 6. Let's see. This is for the Noldor deck. We have, when revealed, each player must choose either add 3 threat to the total threat in the staging area until the end of the phase, or discard the highest cost attachment you control. Yeah, I think we can take... Well, it depends on what the next card is, but I still think we can take 6 threat. So I'll add the 6 threat. 6 plus 6 is 12. Oof. And then we have the Pelegrir Quails, Quails. Forced at the end of the round, place a damage token here. Then if there are 4 damage tokens on this, assign 4 damage among characters in play. Ooh, well, hopefully it won't last 4 rounds. That's actually okay, but that adds 3 threat. In the staging area, we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus the 6 is 15. 15 to our 24 means we still placed 9 progress. We only needed 2 to get through this card, so that's great. So we're good there. And that goes to the victory display. Now we'll go ahead and move to our travel phase. We are definitely going to travel here. So we have to have at least 3 ship locations in the victory display. I've got 3. Each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Corsair enemy and adds it to the staging area. One of them must be the Corsair captain. Here we have our Corsair captain, adding 3 threat, 5 attack, 3 armor, 6 health. You know what that means? Grimbjorn can't just take him out. And we also have our Corsair of Umbar. So both of these are going to go into the staging area. And now, after doing our travel phase, we can engage them. Now, the Corsair captain has, if the active location is a ship, it has minus 30 engagement cost and gains. When the Corsair captain engages you, it makes an immediate attack. So we're going to have to deal with it. So I think what I'll do during that encounter phase is we're going to have the Grimbjorn deck optionally engage the Corsair captain. He's then going to make an immediate attack before he does his regular attack. And then the Corsair of Umbar will just engage the Noldor deck. This attack is during the encounter step, just so you know. So we will exhaust Grimbjorn. He has 5 defense, thank goodness. And let's go ahead. Yeah, let's do it now. Well, oh no, wait, is he? No, he is not unique. So because he's not unique, we can still use Forewarned on him. Beautiful. That was giving him -1 armor. Oh my gosh. So he's attacking for 5. We're good to go. We'll spend 1 resource to ready him. No, I shouldn't say to ready him, to do his ability. And he does not have something where he is immune to player card effects. So we have 1 shield. We're attacking him for 3 plus 2 is 5. So we just dealt him 4. Beautiful damage. We'll then go ahead and grab shadow cards now for the combat step, one here and one over to the Noldor deck. Let's do the Noldor deck first. We have Aragorn here. We'll go ahead and defend with Aragorn for this attack. And the attack is a total of 4. We have 3 shield. And we get, oh man, another one. Defending character gets -1 shield for each damage on it. So he actually only has 2 shield. And he's getting attacked for 4. So he takes 2 points of damage. Oh, he's not dead. He'll have 3 points of damage on him. Then, because of Anduril, we get to attack him immediately after getting attacked. We're attacking for 4. He has 3 shield, though, so we just deal him 1 point of damage. But hey, one's better than none. On this side, since we didn't use Gandalf to quest, we're going to have him defend for this 5 attack. And we have nothing here, so he just attacks for 5. He actually just deals 1 damage. Oh, but that does kill Gandalf. Oh, come on. How can you kill Gandalf? That's not comprehensible. Aragorn, although exhausted, is going to command the army of the dead to attack for 6. 6 minus 3 is still 3 points of damage, and they're going to take out the Corsair of Umbar. Grimbeorn will then use his unexpected courage to ready himself. He attacks for 3 plus 2 is 5. There's 3 armor on here, plus the 2 damage that we're doing, and we have 4 damage, plus the 2 is 6. So 5 minus 3 is 2. 2, done. Yeah. That means thanks to Arod, we get to place another progress on here. And then don't forget we have to place 1 point of damage on this location at the end of the round. So now all we need to do is get 5 progress during the next quest phase, and we'll win the game. Let's increase threats, 36 for our Grimbeorn deck, and 36 for our Noldor deck. We will draw cards. We have a sneak attack. Oh, but I lost Gandalf. Oh, wait. You know what? I got another Gandalf in my hand. I forgot about that. And then, yeah, perfect. We get to do 2 cards over here. Another Glorfindel, and the Dwarven Tomb will definitely discard Glorfindel. For our Grimbeorn deck this round, we will exhaust our Steward of Gondor, generate our 2 more resources. Then let's go ahead and exhaust this Errant Rider to move Elfhelm's resource over here. So we have a wonderful 5 resources for Grimbeorn. And I actually think that's all we're going to do. I did forget to tell you guys, Círdan gets that 1 additional resource because they quested successfully. And then we're going to play this from our discard pile. Action. Place the Lords of Eldar on the bottom of your deck from your discard pile. Then, until the end of the round, you guys, all Noldor characters get +1 of everything. Yeah, we're just going to use this to try and blow this out of the water. But first, we have to soak 5 points of damage, unless we want to draw additional encounter cards, and no, I don't. For our Grimbeorn deck, we'll do 3 to the Army of the Dead, so they're gone. There's a reason I'm doing that, and you'll see why in a second. They're now removed completely from the quests. They're gone in total. We have 2 more damage we have to place. 1 will go on our Errant Rider, and 1 will go onto Elfhelm. For our Noldor deck, the first thing we're going to do is use our Warden of Healing here to heal up 2 of these. Then let's go ahead and place 5 damage. 1's going to go on the Warden of Healing. Then we'll place 2, 3, and then, oh man, I don't want to lose either one of these, but I think I'm going to have to. 4. And our top card in our discard pile is still Glorfindel, so let's place the 5th one on Sailor of the Loon himself. So he's gone, but that means we still have Galadriel, who, by the way, she's not Sylvan, so she'll still give us only 2. I guess it doesn't matter then. They'll each give us only 2 willpower. Now let's go ahead and determine who's going to quest. And you know that's got to be essentially everyone. So 2 plus 6 plus 5, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, because she is Noldor, so 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, because he is Noldor, 23, 24, and then 25, 26, 27. So 27 to 5 total threat in the staging area, just those 2 locations. Let's go ahead and draw our cards. This one's for the Grimbeorn deck, and we just have the Umbar Pirate Crew. Oh man, a 6 attack, 8 health. When the crew engages you, exhaust a character you control, but 3 threat, that's not going to be a problem. And, yep, okay, 3 more threat, not a problem. Adding 6 threat to the 5 threat there, that's only 11 to what, our 26 total willpower. Yep, looking here, we have 2 plus 3 is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 to 26. We definitely have enough to place 5 progress on our great Corsair ship. And so since that ship is no longer in play and we have 20 progress on here, we have won the game. But that took us 5 rounds to complete. Yeah, I ended up losing the last time at 9 rounds, I think it was 8 or 9 rounds. So you can imagine with 8 or 9 rounds, I had no place to put damage. So I was revealing additional encounter cards. Still wasn't finding those blasted ships. Yeah, sometimes that's annoying, but what can you do? Count the number of resources on the Corsair fleet and record that number in the note section of the quest log. Remove the Army of the Dead from the campaign pool. Yeah, see, I knew we weren't going to be able to keep the Army of the Dead, so I thought, well, let's use them up. Here we have our total victory points. We have 3 plus 2 is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 total victory points. And like I mentioned, we have a total of 5 resources. And that's going to play a factor into the next quest, which, by the way, is amazing. Because on the back side of this card, which, by the way, if you are opening up yours and you can't seem to find this card when you get to the planter fields, it's on the back side of this one. That took me a while to find. I thought I had lost it. Yeah, so it's on the back of here. It makes a difference, which is so cool. Part of what's so fun about this game. Thank you all so much for watching. Definitely not my favorite quest of all time. My next one will probably be that way. I have no idea how long it's going to take me to beat that one. Hopefully it will be soon. I am excited. Let's go to the planter fields.